Now that I've taught you some more complex techniques, I'm gonna teach you something much easier: rough chopping and mincing. Normally I like to rough chop onions because I use them every single day in almost all of my dishes. First, you wanna put your guiding hand with a claw grip on the onion, and you wanna cut to desired size. I like to do it this way because the root helps the onion stay together. Remember to use the pinching grip on your knife in order to cut safely. The good thing about rough chopping is that you don't have to be perfect. All you have to do is hold the onion together and chop away. See, I use this for soups, stews, pasta, any dish where the onion is going to be cooked through. Doesn't really need a perfect cut. Once the onion is cut this far, if I want to go further, I like to put my guiding hand on top of the blade and safely hold the knife and just slice through to desired texture. Some people don't like onions to be big in their dishes, but I personally don't mind them. And I continue to do this until the onion is small enough or as small as I need it. One of the most flavorful ingredients in food is garlic. I personally love it. I want to show you the difference between a clove of garlic and a head of garlic. I know that sounds redundant, right? But some of you might just be learning this. This is a garlic clove, and this is a garlic head. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna teach you how to peel a garlic. This is a little secret that I use at home. Please do not tell anyone. This is the only time where I will approve that you put your index finger and thumb away from the blade. And if you have anger management issues, here you have it. Slam away. And this is how I like to peel my garlic. It helps me a lot with school stress. I know you're gonna need it, trust me. There you have one clove. And then we're gonna teach you one more time. And peel away. Sometimes it wants to get stuck, but that's okay. There you have it, 2 peeled garlic cloves. See, now what I do is I remove this rough part of the stem that stays on the clove, and I like to have it nice and flat, and just with a claw grip on my guiding hand, cut it off and set it aside. The good thing about peeling the garlic the way I did is that it helps you with the mincing process, since it kind of breaks it up a little bit. And what I like to do is same technique, pinch and grip on the knife, safely handling it at all times. Grab my garlic with a claw grip with my guiding hand and just slice away. You can eat it that way, or if you're more of a minced garlic person, use your guiding hand above the blade and just continue to mince away. And this is what minced garlic looks like. It can go finer or it can stay this size. But if I just want it to be finer, I just continue in a wave-like motion, just slicing my garlic away. I never allow the knife to get off of the cutting board for safety reasons. And you don't have to rush through it. You can just slowly slice away. See? The more you slice, the finer the mince. Mincing is also a great technique to use when you're cooking with herbs. Herbs are a great way to add flavor to your food without going too far or having to get too complicated. You can easily keep your herbs right in your garden. A lot of people do. These are actually fresh herbs. This basil actually came out of one of my classmates' gardens, so I'm so excited to use it. I want to teach you a little trick that I actually had to teach one of my classmates during our food fundamentals class. It was the first class that I took, and he was wondering what to do with the herbs once they're washed, because they were so damp that he couldn't even cut them. They were all mushy. So what I told him was to grab a paper towel and just put the wet herbs after washing them in the paper towel so that the paper towel could soak up all the water. And that made the herbs nice and dry so that you can easily mince them. Now I set my paper towel aside and I grab the herbs and I just gently hug them. In this case, you want to be very gentle so that you don't bruise your herbs, but eventually they're gonna be very minced, so just be gentle. Make sure you practice safety at all times using the claw grip with your guiding hand and the pinching grip with your knife. In a wave-like motion, you just gently slice through the herbs. In this case, I have cilantro and parsley that I'm using. This technique will not work for herbs like basil because it's so delicate, and you want to use the chiffonade technique when it comes to doing basil, cutting basil. But you don't have to worry about that right now. This would be a rough chopped herb. And if you wanted the herb to be rough chopped for garnish or anything like that, you just want it this way. It's perfect. But we want to go a little further when it comes to mincing. As you can see, there's no stem in these herbs. I grabbed all the leaves and disposed of the stems because the stems will stay rough and just create an odd texture and flavor in our dishes. Now, remember what I taught you before. When mincing, you can put your guiding hand on top of the blade and continue to slice in a wave-like motion to your desired texture. I personally love herbs, but my kids don't like to see them in the food, so I like to go as far as possible so that they can have the nutrients without realizing that they're actually in there. Great. Now that I've taught you how to dice, julienne, mince, and chop, you're ready to make the most delicious meal for your family, for yourself, and you can tell your patients how they can enhance their meals with these techniques.